Hola mis serenitas, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Chiquita Serenita, and today we're going to do a Colourpop review. This is from the Lavish one that they just came out. They just came out with it, what, like a week ago or so? It's very, very recent. Obviously, this is the palette right here. It says Lavish. I think that's what they're calling it, the Lavish collection. I'm not sure. But this is the palette, and this is how it comes right here. And then, of course, I got the whole collection, so we're going to start off with the first thing, and I'm going to start off talking about this product right here. This is the Super Shock highlighter, and this is how the highlighter comes. This is the packaging. I love the packaging because you guys know, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this. I'm pretty sure there's like 1 or 2 videos on it. My favorite color is purple. It's black first, then purple, but still, purple is like up there. And so whenever I see like a collection with purple, I'm all over it. I don't know what it is. I will say though, this collection has left me like somewhere in the middle. It wasn't exactly a bad collection, but I feel like there was things missing in it that they could have improved on, you know? Because when I was doing my eye look earlier, I was like struggling with certain items, you know, like certain shades. I want to say with certain formulas in the palette. And I was like, what the heck is this, you know? This is not good. That's not good. That's not good. I must be on a bad streak when it comes to stuff like that. When you take it out of the packaging, this is how it comes. In the back, it's called Lab Dreams. If you guys like these type of, for like Super Shock shadow highlighters, I just think they're okay. I obviously like the one from the Cora collection, but this one, I didn't like it all that much. I mean, look at it. It's gorgeous, right? It has this marble purple, light purple, and then this like lavender shade all mixed in there. When you sort of like, because earlier I was trying to put it on, right? I was just using a highlighter brush. And you go over it with your brush, and it's just this very creamy consistency. But the thing is, when you put it on, I couldn't brush it on. You had to tap, tap, tap it on in order to see something come up. And even then, look at, it's just a purple highlighter. I wouldn't say it really complements darker skin tones, because I feel like on us, kind of makes us look bruised a little bit. I haven't seen this on someone lighter skinned. I don't know. But it's okay. Like I said, you have to tap, tap, tap it on, because when I was brushing it on, all the glitters. That's another thing. It has glitters in it. You already know how I feel like about glitters in either mattes or my highlighters. I don't like glitter in them. I like my highlighters to just be blinding, and I like my blushes to just be matte. I don't see the need to put all these glitters in there. Like, they fall out anyway. So what is it defeats the purpose of it, in my opinion. I put the highlighter on, and it's just all this glitter. So it's just like this wildfire shimmer right there. And I put it right here on my nose too. And I also put it on the other side. It's pretty, you guys. It's not ugly or anything like that. But like I said, it kind of like defeats the whole purpose of this if it's just, I don't know what the heck that just... And they put so much in it that this got covered on the dang glass. I don't know. That's weird. Let me give you guys a little swatch right here in the back of my hand. Because like I said, it's not a bad shade. It's just, I feel like they could have done a little bit better. It's a pretty shade, look. Very light lavender shade. So yeah, let's move on to the next product, okay? Moving on to these two So Glassy Lip Luxe Glosses that they have in this collection. And when you take them out of the packaging, like I said, all the packaging is exactly the same. It looks like clouds and a bunch of computerized stars and stuff. So there's a light one, a light like icy lavender, I want to say. This one's more of like in between a medium grape, maybe a light grape. Very, very pretty. This is the one that I have on right now, currently on my lips. All I have on my lips right now, the Jealous Much Lippy Pencil from the Snow White collection. This is from the Evil Queen. And I seriously just placed some of this right there in the middle. That's all you guys see on my lips right now currently. But I will real quick give you guys, I'm going to give you guys swatches right here in the back of my hand real quick. And then we'll move on to some lip swatches. But other than that, if you guys know, the formula, the lip gloss, So Glassy lip gloss, it's very smooth. You can't feel the glitter, so that's a plus, right? Very comfortable. You can literally wear it for a very long time and not feel like it gets sticky. I don't feel like it's sticky at all. So if you know the formula, you know you like it, then, get it. Other than that, if I had to choose between one of these, either one, just one is more than enough. You can't really see the shade color on my lips, especially if you have pigmented lips like me. Y'all, you can't see that lip color. It is basically just enhancing what this is, right? It's bringing out that tone more, making it look more satin, like a satin lipstick sort of. I mean, honestly, so if I were to ask somebody, what do you think I have on my lips right now? They would probably say you have a lipstick. They wouldn't guess that it's just this and literally a lip gloss together. But either one is fine. Both of them, I personally would go for this one. And that's only because it's darker. I tend to go for the darker shades versus the lighter shades. I'm not huge on ombre looks types on my lips, especially because I have the pigmented lips. My lips already naturally look brown. So obviously, if you guys see these lip swatches on my lips, they're not going to look exactly like how you look on a YouTuber who's, you know, 5 shades lighter than me. It's not going to look the same. I always try to tell you guys to keep that in mind when you guys see my lip swatches. I'm glad that I help you out, but that doesn't guarantee that your results will look the same as mine. If you have naturally brown lips like me, then yeah, you're going to expect something around the same thing. But if your lips are lighter than me, definitely like a pinker, you know, shade, we're not, I don't want to say we're not the same, but it's not going to look the same on you versus how it's going to look the same on me. And that's just the truth, because I've had that experience so many times. I put it on, it doesn't look like that on me. So yeah, real quick, let me give you guys these little swatches right here. So this first one is called, what is this called? Cyberspace. And like I said, this is just a very icy lavender shade. I love the applicator. They just upgraded so much over the years. Colourpop starts to change their packaging and gets so better with the years, I think. So that's the icy lavender one. You guys, there's not a lot of tint in these, okay? Very, very little tint. It's not like, oh my god, that's how it's gonna, you know, that color, pigmentation is gonna come out. Nah, y'all, you can barely tell. This one's called Purple Aura. This is the darker one out of both of them. And this one's the same thing. This one just has a more icier tint to it, I think, like a deeper, I want to call it like a grape, you know, a purple grape type of shade. But between both of them, there's not a huge lot of difference, y'all. It's literally like 1-2 shades difference. And those are both of them. See how you barely see any difference? There's like literally maybe 1 or 2 shades darker on the bottom one, right? Because that one just happens to be more purple. But there's not a huge difference. So that's why I literally said just buy one. You know, buy whichever one you want. It doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, it's a gloss. It does what it says it's gonna do. It makes you look like you ate a bucket of fried chicken. That's the point. We want to look glossy, okay? So real quick, I'm gonna do the lip swatches for you guys, and we're gonna start off with obviously the lighter one, and then I'll do the second, you know, the darkest one. That one first, this one second, because that's how I like to do it on my channel. I like to go from lightest to darkest. So let's move on to the lip swatches, okay? Okay, you guys, so that's it for the lip swatches. I literally have the one that I had on earlier, which is the Purple Aura, just the Purple Aura on its own. On its own, it's really pretty, okay? It's not bad at all. I actually like how it looks. It's just gloss. That's all, y'all. We ate a bucket of chicken gloss. That's it. Let's move on to the next product. Next up, we have these 3 Super Shock shadows. I personally used 2 of these today. And they're very, very pretty, y'all. I used the lightest one, this one right here, that's called Angelic. Oh, my God. Y'all, if you can get anything from this collection, I really recommend these dang Super Shock shadows, because when I used them earlier, I could not get over just the beauty of this one. Oh, my God. It is gorgeous on the eye. I put it right here in the middle. I used it like as a topper. But honestly, on its own, it is so metallic. It just looks like this icy lavender. It is so gorgeous. I'm not even joking about that one. It does have glitter. All of them have glitter. They're Ultra Glitter formula. And I did use the second one, the second darkest one too. And this one is called So Surreal. I used this one down here in this area. I did make a little TikTok video. I'm going to see if I can be able to edit it. Just like me showing you what I used. And then, you know, a little bit of editing on the eye like I'm doing my eye. But I don't know if I'm going to put it up. Honestly, it feels kind of embarrassing because it's like... it took me forever, and like I said, I had so much problems with actual like formulas within the palette that I don't know. If it goes up, it goes up, y'all. If not, you know, this is my eye look. I had so much trouble with it. I'm not even joking about that. So the darkest one here is called, let me see. It is called Social BB, B&B. And this is another gorgeous shade too. That's another thing I encountered when I was comparing this to the actual palette. I didn't see anything like any point to this palette because almost exactly this Ultra Glitter looks almost exactly like this one in the middle, right? They're both shimmers. It's just this one's an Ultra Glitter Super Shock. Definitely, they're like within the same wavelength. And then this lightest shade reminded me of a cross. Oh, let me show you guys the second darkest one. Here, this is the second darkest one, and it just reminds me so much of that shade in the middle right there. Don't they sort of look alike? That's what I'm saying. Like, why are you giving me repeated shades? Okay, so one is Super Shock Shadow. I get it, okay, and one is a different formula. It's an actual shimmer or whatever in the palette, but still. Come on. It's the same shade, homie. It's like 1 or 2 tones darker or lighter than it. I don't care what was their mentality when they thought like, this is going to be so awesome. No, it isn't, Karen. It wasn't an awesome collection. It could have been better. It could have been. But you done messed up, Ron. You put a bunch of weird stuff in that stuff that doesn't even make any sense. Now the light is Super Shock. I thought it was like a cross between that first and that second tone right there. I was like, they're pretty much... Y'all, I had so much trouble with that glitter. The glitter. I was so excited for the glitter. If you guys have seen me for a while, y'all know glitters are my thing, man. I love the heck out of glitters. But that glitter was so just dry. Girlfriend, she's dry. You don't need her in your life, okay? I'm going to start doing little swatches right here in the back of my hand real quick for you guys. And I'm going to start with the lightest one that's called Angelic. And like I said, Angelic is just this very silver tone, light lavender shade. It's just gorgeous. Inner corner highlight for life. Definitely. This is, honestly, this could be like a highlighter in itself. You don't even need to use that Super Shock one. You could totally use this one in place of that one. Look. Look, it's already highlighter in itself, and you just blend that freaker out right there. Boom. Highlighter. You don't even need that Super Shock for what? And you know what I love about this? You can't really see the glitters all that much. It's not like those other ones that I've had to deal with where the fallout is real and then it just spreads across your cheek like wildfire. I didn't have that experience with these ones. This is what I love. The concentration of that glitter sheen is there, but you don't have that fallout, that crazy amount of fallout that looks like you murdered Tinkerbell and her whole entire family. Ugh, God. And then, so you got the second one. This one is called So Surreal, like I said earlier. And this is another one that I use. That's another beautiful. This one has a little bit less dramatic, like it's not as glaring as that first one that I showed you guys, but it's still equally very beautiful. It reminds me of this very pretty lilac, obviously a cool tone purple, but look, it's so freaking pretty. And then lastly, we have that other one that's called Social BB, and it's just this very dusk purple, like a darker purple, very creamy consistency. That I don't think that one has glitter. Yeah, this one says ultra metallic. That second one says Ultra Glitter, and that first one says Ultra Glitter. So the first two are Ultra Glitter, and that last one is just a metallic, which honestly, between these three things, you don't even need the palette, honestly. Between these three things, you can create a look in itself. Heck, if you have another Colourpop, like, you know, there's that other palette they have. They have the lilac. They have the, I forget the purple one. They have the purple monograph. You don't really need this one if you have those other two and you combine it with these three Super Shock shadows. Like, why? Why do I need you, Becky? I don't even need you in my life. Lavish. Lavish did me dirty. So definitely those are the three. I really recommend all three of them. They're very, very beautiful. If you could get anything from this collection, definitely those three. Hands down, y'all, without even considering it. I don't even have to think about it. It's bought. Okay, you guys, so I realized that I missed out. I skipped a whole part of the collection. I forgot to mention that they come with these three scrunchies. And I'm just going to show them to you guys real quick. I'm probably going to stick this anywhere in the video, wherever it sticks. Because literally I did not mention this. But it comes with these three blur little scrunchies. I personally haven't used one of these since I was like, what? Like 16. Oh, I don't know. I grew up on them. This is totally like a 90s move for them to include this. But I haven't used these dang things in so long. I mean, I guess I'll give them to my kids. I won't really use them. I tend to use things like this, or, you know, our little handy dandy black elastic ones. That's what I use on a daily basis to keep my hair together. I mean, I guess I could use one of these, but it's like, it's not my go-to. I don't like using these type of things anymore. I gave these up years ago, but I guess if it's there, I'm gonna use it. Of course, it came with the collection. I think it came for free. I'm not sure, but yeah. Let's move on to the next product. Okay, y'all. Moving on to the palette. This is how the palette comes, and these are the names of the tones of the shades in the back. I don't know why this reminds me of. You guys remember that collection Aura and Out, and just the design, the gaming design behind it. That reminds me of this. When you take it out of that palette, it's the exact same thing. The exact same design. Open it up. It doesn't have a mirror. It just has this little design, the same thing. And these are the shade tones. It's a very cool tone purple palette. Do I really recommend it? I think you can skip over this one. That is just my personal opinion. You guys buy it if you want, y'all. I'm just going to tell you. I'm going to tell you right now, before we start these swatches. You're going to know the struggle I had with this one, because I use the glitter. I'm a glitter. I don't like saying the word W-H-O-R-E, but I am pretty much that. I love glitter. This glitter was so hard. Not their normal formula, which really surprised me. Their normal formula, I've never had any problems with it. It has its own like glue to it, if that makes sense. And then you could just seriously pat it on and be on there. This one was just the kick up of just going like this. It's very dry. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's a very dry, chunky formula. There's no glue on it. It's like nobody added that stickiness that it used to have. Because I would only have to go like this. Just seriously, between a patting and a rubbing motion. And they would pick up. This one, y'all, did not do that for me. I had added it on top of something that was already there. I had originally added this one. So for my transition shade, I used this color. And then in the middle, I added this. On top of that, I added this, the glitter. And then on top of that glitter, because I needed to save the look. The glitter was supposed to give me that sparkliness I was looking for. And it didn't do jack nothing. So I ended up going with that Super Shock shadow that I told you guys, the angelic one, on top of that right there. On the sides right here, it's a combination between this color right here that's called Online and this darkest tone that's called Connect. So definitely this is right here on this, and then right here in the outer corner, right here on the bottom, is that dark shade right there. And then of course for my inner corner highlight, I ended up going with this one that's called, I believe it's called Serenity. That's the one that I used for my inner corner highlight. And also I did use that second darkest Super Shock shadow that's called So Surreal. I added it right here. Apart, you know, from the mascara and all that stuff. All that good stuff that's in there. But like I said, I struggled so much with that glitter. This had a ton of fallout, like ridiculous amount. The kick up is so bad with that one. It literally just tapping my brush in there, trying to be as gentle as I can. It's like, you might as well have gotten a shovel and start digging a grave, because that's how bad the kick up was coming. Just, it was bad. And then this one, the same thing. The kick up was so bad with this one. It's not that I had any trouble. There was no patchiness. There was no trouble blending. It's just that the kick up was so bad. I was like, dang, I'm gonna run out of product before I even get to finish the eye look. This one too, the kick up wasn't bad with that one, but I struggled with just application versus pigmentation. I felt like I needed to add it a whole bunch to be able to get to that intensity I wanted, because I was applying and I was like, dude, this shit ain't showing up. I don't know, it's because of me. I don't even know. I don't even know what to tell you guys. It showed up in the end, but like, I felt like I had to add it a ton of times. Apart from it did have some type of kick up. Not a huge bunch. The other two were way worse than that one. This one wasn't as bad, but I feel like I had to apply it a couple times to get to there. And like I said earlier, I did do like a little mini tutorial for my TikTok. But at this point, I don't even know if I'm going to do it. If I'm going to bother editing and doing it. I might not do it. If you see it on there, you see it on there, okay? If you don't, you don't. I don't know what to tell you. Kind of embarrassing. I stopped doing tutorials for a reason. I didn't want people to say like, oh, that eye look is not. I'm not a professional. I just like playing with makeup. And my eye looks are nothing extraordinary. Anybody could do them. Literally. So, real quick, I'm going to get started with the swatches. You guys already know I always start with the one in the corner right here, and I go straight down till we get to the end of this palette. That's how it happens. The first one that we're going to do is called Virtual Love, you guys. That's the glitter one, the one that I said I didn't like, because it's very chunky. It's very dry. It has no glue whatsoever. I don't even know what the heck this is. If it was a glitter, it's not a good glitter. I can tell you that right off the back. Even now, as I'm trying to give you guys a swatch, I'm literally having to tap it in. Because if I feel like if I rub it in, it gets chunky in certain areas versus the other. I'm hoping you guys see that. See how it's like accumulated? Because if I rub it, it accumulates in certain areas. Versus if I tap it, it distributes the formula better. But still, if I gotta work that much for a glitter, I got better glitters than that, to be honest. And that is the first time I've ever experienced that with any Colourpop glitter. I've never had a problem with their glitters at all. I don't know what the heck happened this time. Maybe it's just my palette. I'm having such bad luck with these palettes. Like, there's always a dud in there, and I've never had that experience. I'm like on a bad luck streak right now, yeah. Second one is called Serenity. And this is just a very light, icy lavender shade. This one, I believe it's like a shimmer, but it's very this satin shimmer sort of. And like I said, it's very light. I think a lot of these ones in here are light. They're just supposed to be cool tone purple shades, right? If you don't like these type of shades, obviously don't buy it. There are other palettes that they have that are better than this. Okay, so the third one is called Mood Boost. This is a matte with glitter. Y'all, it looks super light in the palette, but right now that I'm giving the swatch, it's it looks sort of like creamy tone on my skin tone. I don't know if it's supposed to look like that or what, but I will tell you guys, it's very dry. It's a very dry formula. I had to apply it several times, but I don't like that shade. I don't feel like it would do anything for me at all. I feel like it wouldn't do anything for me. It's just going to look very ashy on my skin tone. I know a lot of people will say, probably wouldn't agree with that, but I feel like it doesn't do anything for my skin tone. It might look better on someone lighter. And who knows? It might not even work for them either. But it is a matte with glitter. I don't like that shade, okay? So in the next row, we have Chillax. It's called Chillax. And this one is just... Y'all, who asked for this ugly ass tone? Who asked for this muddy chai tea latte? I don't know what the heck that is, but it looks between a gray and a brown. You guys see this shade? That's caca. Who wants that duty brown? That is ugly. Out of all the shades in the dang, just the color wheel, like, why? Why that shade? Who is gonna use that ugly gray? It's like a skull gray. I don't know. Next, you guys we have self-care moment, and this is that purple that I used right here initially in the middle. Very, very beautiful shimmer. It's a purple shimmer. Look how pretty that is. I love that shade. And next you have this one that I use for my transition shade. It's called Escapism. Escapism. I don't even know how to pronounce that. That's weird. It's like, let me spell it out to you guys. It's E-S-C-A. I don't know if that's a P or a D. It's a D. Escade. Escadism. Yeah, that's weird, you guys. Escadism. I have no idea what that is. Maybe some futuristic talk. I'm too old for this. Maybe. My 40-year-old butt wouldn't know. It's a very pretty lavender shade, though. In the next row, we have that one that's called Online. Oh my god, y'all. It's coming out like patchy. And the kick up is super bad right now. This is the one that I said that I used on the sides right here. I didn't realize if there was any patchiness. There might have been, but I just didn't have problems blending out, so I don't see. I didn't make a big deal about it, but that is the shade right there. It's such a shame because it's such a pretty shade. It's just, I had so much trouble with it. And it's like, what the heck? If I have to work this much for a shadow, I don't even need you in my collection. Point blank. That's just how I am. If I'm going to struggle that much with the palette, then I'd rather just sell it on my card and just call it a day. Don't even bother keeping it in here. Don't get me wrong, it's pretty. I like the look that I created, but like, come on. Am I going to struggle that much with you? Homie, I ain't got time for that shit. You guys, next is called Digital Skies. This is like a dark purple shimmer. Well, it's not as dark as the one that I just did, but definitely very, very pretty shimmer. Creamy. Look at that beautiful. I love that shade. It's so pretty. Lastly, we have that dark grayish purple that's called Connect. It's just like a dark gray purple. And same thing, I'm experiencing a crazy amount of kick up just from me swirling my finger in that pan. Just look at that. Do you guys see that? The little pieces that are falling off. So those are all the shades in this palette. Really, it's up to you. I do not recommend at all. I would say skip it. They have, you know, Lilac for You, right? Something like it's called. What is it called? I can't even remember. Lilac You a lot. They have that one. They have Orchid You Not. They have that first initial monochromatic purple. I can't even remember the dang name at the top of the head, but I own it. I just don't know where it's at right now. What is it called? Purple something? I can't even remember. If you guys remember, I'm probably going to put it up here, the name, if you remember what the heck it's called. I don't remember what it's called. I right out the back right now. But definitely, I don't recommend it. But at the end of the day, I always tell you guys, it's really up to you. It's your money. Do what you want with it. I feel like you can skip out on this one. Because if I struggle this much with it, I don't want you guys to struggle this much with it. It's just, it's a lot of work for such a little weenie like that. I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm done today. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you will be notified each and every time I upload a new video. Until next time, stay warm, stay blessed, and stay magical. Bye, you guys.